Good evening, Final Fantasy fans, and we are now heading into Game 3 of this triple header here for the Final Fantasy Randomizer. I am your restreamer, Darkmoon EX. We are joined in the booth by DM Stewart and also DM Stewart. Double dose of the same DM Stewart here to give you comms through the rest of this third and final match for the night, Caleb versus IBKarma DM. Why don't you take it away from this DM and get this game going?
Good evening. We've got the third game of our triple header on Darkmoon's restream here on RPG Limit Break. This is the base Winter Tournament flags. One forced melee, one forced mage, and the other two slots are open choice. No black belts. Black belt might be recruitable. Our incentive locations are the normal NPCs, Titans, Ice, Marsh, Ordeals, Bahamut, and I think that's it, if I'm remembering correctly. There will be a shop item. There will be a Corneria locked. Corneria locked, yes. Thank you, Jesus Frog. So it looks like we've got Thief Fighter Black White on IBKarma's side and Thief Oreo on Caleb's side. So I will give those relevant blessings. The fighter gets plus 800 gold, plus 40 health, and minus 10 agility. Thief, which is forced for both characters, gets plus 10 MDef, plus 20 hit points, but cannot use a ribbon. White Mage hurts dragons, gets plus 20 vitality, minus 15 hit points. Black Mage gets 2 extra level 1 MP to start with, equips shirts, but gets no pro ring. Looking at those blessings, I'm very likely to take IBKarma's to take the party IBKarma has, because that extra 800 gold might mean I get the shop item in Corneria if it's there, and also might mean that I get something very useful out of shops. No extra fun with the flags. We are getting close to go time here. Caleb, let me look at the score sheet. Caleb is currently 1-1, and IBKarma, this is his first race of the tournament. This is actually the clown car that I am sitting in, but I am not racing either of these two. I'm not racing either of these two. This is the giant 10-person clown car. Big shout out to Darkmoon for all of the restreams today. Also, a shout out to Classic Gamer 76, who is our tracker tonight. Our racers do start with the bridge and the canoe, which makes for some interesting routing decisions. Some interesting possible routing decisions. We'll see what our initial things are, and I'll discuss what my routing decisions are, even though my routing decisions are probably bad. And we are off. And our white magic is nothing really of note for white magic. Black magic, temper, and bane at level 1. So, I mean temper, but nah. And not much. I mean, a hand axe, that's something. Copper bracelet plus 5 is real cheap, so I can see picking those up. And Caleb gonna check those we should start our timer. Caleb gonna check those chests. 1,500 gold. We get a Zeus 1,000 gold and elite gold. Get a Zeus gauntlet as our caster item that we start with. AoE caster item that we start with, and nice hero run off the hard reset. Caleb clears off Garland. Everyone up to level 2. And that's a bottle and a crystal. So that's already going to change. That's already going to slightly change my routing decision. At this point, I would route up. I would route up and catch Matoya first. Now Caleb's going to find that chain armor and those copper bracelets. And IBKarma's going to get that bottle and that crystal. That crystal's already going to change my routing decisions, because that means I'm going to route up and catch Matoya before I head over to Provoca. And nothing really of note. Cheap cabins, cheap tents, expensive heal pots. That's a special set of sprites that Caleb uses. The eggs are. And Caleb is going to skip over Matoya and go straight to Provoca. IBKarma is going to head up and going to check Matoya. These are fast flags. You only are required to get. That's a black shirt +3, and a bunch of money, and TNT. Caleb gonna do the pirates. I do like seeing that black shirt. Caleb using Bane on those pirates, taking out the pirates. Yeah, Black Mage can already equip that black shirt, which is really great. That's a chime. So to me, I'm still going to go back, get Matoya and head towards Dwarf Cave. But Ice is a reasonable play. There's Fast. I'm going to say Ice is no longer a reasonable play. Because how are you going to kill things? And nothing of note from White Magic level 2. No, I think the right play here is to go back Matoya, if you didn't already, and head to Dwarfs. Head to Dwarfs and down to Marsh. Caleb is gonna get that TNT and should get that money in the money in the black shirt. I mean, Fast, but other than Fast, nothing of note. And oh, this encounter table's got to be backloaded seriously. Money, wood stick, Caleb giving the people what they want, talking to Hooray Dwarf. And that TNT is going to turn into the key. I like seeing that. Thor hammer. Silver bonk. Tarnished silver bonk. Silver hammer. IBKarma making the play towards Crescent Lake, which I don't dislike that play. Crescent Lake is going to give us, in the item shop, nothing of note. In the armor shop, not really anything, not much of note. I mean, silver helmet, but silver helmet +2, silver armor -2. Weapon shop, I mean, the cat claw -2 is not really anything. That's a loot. That's a loot in Corneria Locked. Caleb is 1 item from go mode. No, I'm sorry, 2. 2 items. There's a canal. There's a canal there from Sages. That means ice. Why is he moving backwards? Because Caleb chooses to do that with his sprites. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not necessarily ice. It might be marsh. Caleb is going to check those locked chests. Caleb's looking for a grind and is looking for. That is not a grind. That's an Aegis +1, which will not do Caleb any good. But would, in fact, do IBKarma some good. IBKarma finds EXP'd, and that's a light axe and some money. And hi to Life Reboot in chat. Life Reboot, one of the top runners in the community. Of course, there's a lot of really good runners in this community. This is also a very helpful and very friendly community. If you would like to, if you are enjoying what you see in this race, you should consider joining our Discord. There have been a lot of races. There have been a lot of races going on today. Today's one of the busiest days of our clown car pods. That's a ruse stick. Ruse stick's a good find. Oh! Peds with crack. Just say no to crack, kids. If not for that find, Peds would be a really nice grind to get. At least for a while. That is an Opal Bonk +4, which will do Caleb no good because he does not have a fighter to turn into a knight. Caleb down to Marsh 3. That's money. That's money and money. And that's waters over there on Caleb's side, and they hit hard. and have Mute Touch. That is a ruby. It's pie, but that is the ruby for Caleb. Gerwolves, watch out for that lit 3. Oh wait, that was the other seed. That was the last seed that ran. IBKarma is going to finally turn in that TNT and find out that it becomes the key. Gonna pick up that Thor hammer and tarnish Silver Bonk and that's Zombie D's. That could be a workable grind. That puts Caleb up to about level 10 for his party. And IBKarma is going to go and check the Cardia chest. Find money, cloth armor +5, short sword +3, and a loot. So French vanilla loot. Karma probably going to go down and check Marsh. Meanwhile, Caleb headed for Elfland. Karma going to check those the Northwest Castle chests first. Okay, we have the Wiz Mummy pack. There's Fire 3 and Zap at level 3 black magic. And Heal 3 and Exit at level 3 white magic. Level 4 white, Invis 2 and Life. And then Ice 3 at level 4, also Lit 2 and Lock 2, but those are less important. And still no shop item, but relatively cheap houses, 600 gold for houses. Pro Ring -2, that's relatively cheap. That's a good find. So we now know ice is required. IBKarma finding the vendor trash opal bonk. Let's see if Caleb gets the bad news about peds. Yeah, there he did. There he did get the bad news about the peds. Meanwhile, IBKarma is heading through, gonna pick up that ruby. Gonna pick up that ruby, which is actually delicious, delicious pie. And Caleb heading to Circle of Sages. Circle of Sages giving him the canal. Caleb is now in on the joke that ice is the play. And at this point, if you're Caleb, you have to be thinking, okay, am I behind? Because ice has to be the play. Ice has to lead to the ship. There's a roost stick, which is a really nice find. And there's Wizard Ogre and Green Ogre. Rube's in the chat saying never punished. Caleb only not punished here because IBKarma didn't play at ice. Which I don't blame him. I probably wouldn't have played for ice either. Meanwhile, IBKarma going through the level 3 magic, level 4 magic in Elfland. Iron Armor, Elite Gold, Cabin, Copper +5, Heal Pots. Well, Caleb absolutely needs an endgame weapon. There's a katana that rolls neutral. That's an endgame weapon there. Caleb gonna head down and fight Carrie. Hello, Agama. We have GoToKicks raiding with a party of 5. Thank you, GoToKicks, for the raid. Yes, French Vanilla Agama. Agama on the same floor, but not necessarily in the same tile. Karma, thinking about where he's going, decides to take the river route. Yes, it is a very safe tile to grind. Karma finding his way through the river system. I missed what touched the Agama's head. Oh, was it Death Touch? Oof. Death Touch Agamas. Well, it could be a lot worse. It could be ambushing Death Touch green Medusas. And IBKarma's gonna clear out the volcano armory. There's money, there's heal pots, there's money, and there's Bad Touch Agama. And that was a pro ring -2. Well, yes, it might just hit hard. Because that was damage. That was kill with damage, not a Death Touch kill. That's Pro Cape -2 and Flame Armor -2. I don't know that much like either of those. Caleb just making his way through Agama floor. Is full clearing Volcano, and IBKarma is also cleared Volcano Armory. That's a white shirt. A white shirt's a nice find. Karma gets that roost stick. IBKarma's gonna head out. Save and nope, out heading back towards and back towards Crescent. I don't know that I like that play. Okay, it's resurrecting. Resurrecting is party. I do like that play. Disregard. And Caleb pulls carry. Black Mage is immediately dead. Okay, Karma heading back up towards Ice Cave. Caleb, meanwhile, gonna finish off Kelly. And Carrie's down. That is an orb for Caleb. Meanwhile, IBKarma is heading into ice. That was I agree, that was kind of a spicy play on Carrie. But now Caleb's pretty much down to, he's got to do ice. Which I believe has to be the ship or the floater. Or lead to one of those. Oof. Was that Wraiths or Blizzard? Was that Wraiths or Eye Mages with Blizzard? And Caleb about to head into Ice Cave. IBKarma had not doing the same. Caleb finds those Frosties. Both runners in ice. Karma into the drop room. Frosties with Blizzard. That's Vendor Trash Opal Bonk. Arn Armor -3, which is equally useless. And that's stone somewhere on something in that undead pack. Opal +1. Opal Cheerio +1 for IBKarma down in the Frosty room. Ice +3, that's a real sword. IBKarma finds those metal slimes. Does not take them. So to respond to Darkmoon's semi-joke in chat, the trolliest randomizer I could think of would be the vanilla game, where all the incentive items are vanilla. Yes, Darkmoon, this ice cave, I'm not going to say that this ice cave sucks, but it certainly inhales deeply. Well, the trolliest thing would be unrandomized, but you don't know it's unrandomized. And IBKarma is going to drop down. Let's see. That's Nightmares on the tile. There's the ship. Yes, ice with progression, where an ice where everything hates you has the progression. I thought we had exit. I guess I was wrong. Let's see if IBKarma can manage to get out of here alive. And he does. Let's see an immediate save because, yeah. Now that ship is going to be up at the Provoca docks. Those gargoyles are not exactly friendly either. I'm sure IBKarma would just like to see a hero run to town. IBKarma, let's see what he does. Is he gonna go over and... Nope, IBKarma's gonna head back up to Provoca and get his ship. IBKarma gonna resurrect up the rest of those dead party members. I think at this point, from IBKarma's perspective, I'm going to go do Ordeals and then, or I'm sorry, Bahamut and then Ordeals. Trying for that cheeky... IBKarma into seeing still nothing of note in the weapon shop. He can do those ruby checks. Silver -2 is not as good as copper +5. And Caleb makes his way out. Karma's going to turn in that ruby. IBKarma is one item from Go mode. And that is the adamant. That's not the item. That's not one of those items. But possibly Sarda. That's an herb. That's an herb out of Sarda. So if I'm IBKarma, I'm immediately going back and turning both of those in. Do you want to have a fetch quest? So many of the quests in this game are fetch quests. I'm not sure why IBKarma is going down to Earth Cave. He cannot complete it. Oh, looking for a grind. Looking for a grind. And finds the eye. All we have to do is confirm that the eye doesn't have something awful, and then IBKarma is going to be there for a while. Never punished. Meanwhile, Caleb's going to get that yellow brick and that herb. There's Caleb gonna head on down to Sarda. Get that herb. The problem with the eye grind is it is a solo grind. Which means that IBKarma ought to be looking at killing off the rest of that party. Meanwhile, Caleb is going to turn in that adamant, and that adamant's going to turn into the cube. Caleb is technically now in go mode, but definitely needs to find a grind to get those, to get his party leveled up. That's tail. That's tail. Let's gonna run to Bahamut. Let's see if Bahamut has Vorpal or Ribbon. Nothing of note yet. That's Oxyale. That feels bad. That's a power bonk. That is Opal Armor, which does not do anything for Caleb. That is vendor trashed Caleb, but that is something for IBKarma. And Caleb is going to head up and do Sky, Sky, Sky. Or at least look at the desert grinds. Nope, Caleb is going directly to Sky, Sky, Sky. I like this play. I like this play. You can walk and grind Sky, and that will and Sky is likely to give good treasure because there's a lot of good treasure in Sky. Meanwhile, IBKarma is still trying to make this grind work. Still trying to get down to just the fighter. The eye is not cooperating. That's a Dargon armor, which frankly would only be a help for IBKarma. Ooh. Guards with damage poison. Not really anything of note in the first floor Mirage chests. So Caleb is going to head up and do greater than and less than. Finally, IBKarma's down to just the fighter. That's 7,600 XP a fight, which that's not bad. I wonder if we're going to see Caleb check the greater than less than chests. I think I can learn life. I think it was slot 3. And yes, I will agree with Classic Gamer, eyes are notorious for not killing off the other party members. Eyes are notorious for not hitting hard at all. That's a defense -1 sword. But I didn't notice if Caleb... Yes, Caleb did pick it up. Ah, thank you, Classic Gamer. I got the levels wrong. I was thinking life was at level 3. I kind of agree with Caleb's walking grind strategy here. No, it's exit that the knight can learn. And Karma drops off of the grind. I did not notice what level. Meanwhile, Caleb is checking out Sky. Dragon Sword, 70 cash, Coral Sword +2. Yes, Caleb is ribbon hunting. There's those Gurmaduces. Yeah, Badman with Thunder could be a could be a real problem in Topher, especially if they ambush. Nothing really of note. Will Caleb check the Banesword chest? Now IBKarma is going to pick up that cube and pick up the... yeah, the cube. Caleb on to Sky 2. Lots of money there. And there's the tail for Karma. Karma having a little bit of difficulty remembering which one was the right entrance. Flame Sword +5. There's that Power Bonk, and there's that Opal Armor +2. And that's a pro ring that Caleb finds. Oh, I completely missed the ribbon. I assume that was on Caleb's side. Found on Sky 3. Ah, Sky 3 6-pack. Mancat and Medusa, that could be a bear of a pack to fight. Karma heading down to C. And just doing Kraken side. Let's see what chests, if any, Karma checks along the way. Least checks the 2 greed chests. Karma checking no chests along the way. They are on vanilla layout. I don't know. Maybe Caleb just missed count. Caleb onto the Bridge of Destiny. See if we can find a war chicken. Meanwhile, IBKarma pulls Kraken. Caleb trying to bane a dragon. Both players fighting a fiend. 9 for 442 is an awful nice level of hits. Karma knocks off Kraken. Now save Karma. Now save your game, because you don't want to have to do that one again. This is officially a floaterless seed. Caleb hacking out. There goes Tia 1. And Caleb is able to enter Temple of Fiends Revisited, although I don't know that he necessarily wants to. Having not had a grind yet. Let's see where Caleb is going, as IBKarma is headed towards the volcano. Now, IBKarma into the volcano. Caleb checking those. And looks like Caleb is going to pick up that black magic on the ninja. And IBKarma is going to keep heading down towards carry 1. And here comes Caleb. Caleb may be into, maybe about to head into. Caleb may be about to head into Temple of Fiends. Caleb is heading into Temple of Fiends Revisited at about 56:30. Karma clears the volcano and is heading that way himself. After stopping off at after going to the ship and taking the ship in. And Caleb finds that purple worm fight. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good fight for XP. Caleb trying to Topher grind. There's Chimer and Chimera. And there's IBKarma heading straight to Topher. He's got the heal pots. He's got the magic levels. And there's Thunder Badman. There's a 9-pack of Thunder Badman. And that's both players high-fiving. They're both in the same room at the same time. Doesn't get a whole lot closer than this. Here comes Caleb. Caleb making his way through Earth floor, as is IBKarma. Yes, they're in different parts of the encounter table. Whirl coming out from Lich. Hi there, Speed Bump 2. That knocked out IBKarma's White Mage or White Wizard. Both runners on fire floor. And Caleb pulls Kelly too. Both runners high-fiving. Both runners on Kelly 2 at the same time. That water pack is not a fun thing to see, especially when it ambushes. Who has Nuke? That is a great question, Classic Gamer. And yes, this is absolutely a great race. Although IBKarma's down to hold A and pray on bosses. Caleb trying to protect that ninja, possibly get that ninja into a crit loop. I still don't entirely understand, but that rub takes out one black mage, takes out that egg too. Both runners on Kraken 2 at the same time. Kraken 2 is breaking some eggs. He is making an omelet. And there's a wipe for IBKarma. And Caleb pulls Tia too. It's not over yet. It's not over yet, Raging Nacho. Tia 2 or Chaos both still can roll awful. Yes, as Classic Gamer points out, it's not over until Chaos has been dominated. Eight for 269 is a nice fight, a nice number. And let's keep this up. There's Tia 2 down. Not a whole lot going as IBKarma gets ready to pull Lich 2. Caleb onto Chaos floor at 104.40, call it 104.45. Caleb, 9 hits for 614. And Caleb continuing to fight off, to try and fight Chaos. IBKarma, meanwhile, running and trying to pick up something. Get your GGs in chat for Caleb. Caleb wins this race with an official race time GG time of 105.53. Let me see if Caleb wants to come in for an interview. does not. I do not see Caleb in the. There's Caleb. Good evening, GG to you, sir.
Hey, thank you, Stuart. I appreciate that. That was I feel like I owe Danny an apology. I've been running my mouth, and she that was not that fun. Not as much fun as it looked, I guess.
And we do have a forfeit from IBKarma, who is not going to join us for an interview. He has some other obligations.
Yeah. Yeah, that was quite
that was a thing.
A magical, kind of disappointing seed. I regretted not digging out the floater, but also was grateful that I didn't, because if I dug it out, I feel like I would still probably be going. I would have gotten distracted by all the shiny spells somewhere. I was hoping that I would have been able to find wall and on rack without the without having access to the ribbon for the ninja. Like it kind of was the worst case scenario for the malice, and I kept finding all that knight gear and never found a knight to recruit. I saw the black belt, but the braceletless black belt grind felt untenable with because I'm pretty sure I thought the Agamas had death touch.
Yeah, they did.
And then I thought I saw Tiamat with death touch, and I know that can't happen. But I felt like
Tiamat just hit like a truck.
Yeah, I just didn't see the damage pop up on my stream or on my screen or whatever. So, but yeah, so with the Agamas with death touch, I just figured there's not a safe grind here in Volcano for me to take the black belt out of here, and I was already in a precarious spot with the solo thief after carry.
So that puts IBKarma to 0-1 with Guardian Marcus and Nimanva left to race.
Yeah, there's gonna be some good races. Those are all good runners. It's gonna be
that puts you to 2-1.
Yeah.
And
I'm done.
Complete. You've speedrun this pod.
Yeah, I'm done. I can start running brackets now, because I keep doing bracket practice races and I keep bouncing off the black orb, because you need 3 orbs, and it's caught me at least 3 times. So I don't have to race pods anymore. Not that the pods flags are bad, but I can get out of the habit of only doing 2 dungeons and doing 3. So
I can say that I am sitting in this clown car pod myself, and sitting at 0-1.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get there. I mean, there's still plenty of races to be ran.
Well, having just lost to Saracen by less than 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm not unhappy about that, because it's Saracen.
Yeah, man, you don't give yourself enough credit, dude. Like, I think there's just like little like minor tweaks to your routing and your pathing, like sort of like with your preparation, and I think you'll be right there competitive with everybody else, like kind of nipping at everyone's heels. And 5 minutes behind Saracen, like I'd be happy to finish 5 minutes behind Saracen. Dude's good.
Yeah. Well, I'm set to get blown away by Shoom Bobby tomorrow.
You never know, man. Anything's possible.
I mean, anything is possible in these flags. Yeah.
They are not. You are never comfortable. You never feel comfortable. Like even here, like with this seat here, like I was never convinced that I was making the right play. I was just like, I'm just doing what's next, what's in front of me.
I loved the Sky play. I thought Sky was the right play.
I didn't. Especially when Badman blew me up with Thunder, and then the guards blew me up with damage poison, and I was just like, what am I doing here? Go to C.
There is that.
Yeah, it's like, go to C. You got level 1 Bane, go to C. But I figured I was like, I'll just take levels in Sky and I'll be careful on Sky 1 because the bad men are running around with Thunder. And at least I was grateful that I had that information for Topher, for the 9-pack of bad men that showed up on my first dive.
And
then
thundered you.
Yeah. And then the Agamas, luckily I only hit one fight with Agama on the carry floor, but I also had no information of what to expect from the Sea Shrine enemies, so I didn't see them the whole game, I feel like. But this was it was interesting running without damaging magic other than caster items for the first like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was not fun. That could not have been fun.
Yeah.
I will say IBKarma found the eye tile.
Yeah, he was saying that in the race time chat afterwards, and like I was like, he's like, oh, I found eyes. I was like, please don't say they were in Northwest. Please don't say they were in Northwest, because I walked right by it. And I was like, I'll check these tiles when I have the crown, as I was going to Marsh, and I never found the crown. So I'm assuming it was the vendor item was either in Caravan or Gaia.
It was, yeah, it had to have been Caravan or Gaia.
Yeah.
No one found Floater.
Yeah.
Floaterless seed.
It's crazy. So he skipped Ordeals and Waterfall as well?
Yeah.
What a man. I'm glad I played that as recklessly as I did, because he was making some just as risky calls as I was making. It's just
I don't know that I would have skipped Ordeals when I was up there at Bahamut to
yeah. I thought about it, but I didn't want to underestimate IBKarma. I know he's a great runner. I know that he hasn't played these flags. Like he said in the race room, this was his first time running them. And I knew that still I couldn't be comfortable with that, because he's a great runner. And I took stock of what I had when I found the Power Gauntlet in Bahamut. I was like, all right, I've got a Ruse item, I've got Power Gauntlet, I've got Fast, I've got Temper, I've got a Life Caster, I gotta go. And I don't have time to dilly-dally in Ordeals without warp. And that was my thinking process there. Yeah. And I figured
understand that.
And I figured if I went to Onrak, I'd get distracted by Caravan and Waterfall. And if I went to Sky, I could get levels. I know I can do like Trench Warfare through Mirage with the exit, pop out, use a house, but the scripts in Mirage weren't helping me, and so I was like, I'll just get levels in Sky. And then so many boxes and only one ribbon, kind of sucked.
Yeah, and see, that's probably why I would have. That is why I would have dove Ordeals, was to see if that incentive ribbon is there, because I'm already right there.
Yeah. I mean, it's a valid play. Like, or it could have been a Vorpal. Like, who knows? Vorpal might have rolled up to 5 on this flag. I don't think he said he didn't find it. So
yeah, no one found Vorpal. No one found the paper sword.
Yeah, I mean, the katana was working. I was grateful that I found that neutral katana in Volcano, and like having all the shirts like paid out, because the mages not being able to equip a pro ring. I knew that whoever was wearing the white shirt would at least have death protection, and the other one would have ice and time. So I figured I was fine there. And then when I couldn't find wall, I was hoping to find a rub for Topher, but the best I could find was Aether and A-Mute. And I was like, all right, Aether might bail me out with chip damage from Fire 3s and Infernos, but A-Mute, I was like, it's just like a Hail Mary if something goes bad and like the ninja gets stunned or something, but luckily I didn't have to use that.
Well, GG to you, and best of luck in the brackets.
I appreciate that. Best of luck for you and the rest of the pods, man. I think you're gonna do well.
Thanks, I appreciate the confidence. Like I say, I've got Shun tomorrow, and I'm working on setting up my match with Namanpa.
Nice. Big thank you to you for doing the solo comms here. Appreciate that, getting the broadcast out in Dark Moon and Classic Gamer behind the scenes, pushing buttons and doing the restream stuff. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I know the amount of work that goes into this, organizing a tournament like this, so it's definitely appreciated.
Yeah, it does not happen without you, the runners.
I mean, it would. It'd just be kind of weird, right?
Yeah, I mean
we're just gonna show up and restream. Just it's like then it's just like
it's just
an FFR podcast at that point. You know, we'll talk about our favorite cooking recipes. You know, what other games we're playing, what kind of music we're listening to.
It's a Seinfeld episode at that point.
Yeah, FFR podcast. Let's go.
These are great flags. I love these flags.
Yeah, I've had fun with them.
My personal favorite addition on these flags is the rare treasure trap chest.
Oh, okay.
Marked trap chests.
Is that what you did with Saracen?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he did with Dangwood too. It's like, it looks interesting, but it's like, I don't know if I want to be opening up like B-side tiles and boxes when I'm level 5.
No, it's allocated. It's allocated
okay.
formations, so it's the A-side formations.
Okay.
So that has given me my two best times on these flags.
Yeah, I can see that. Is it local formations?
It's allocated, so it's A-side formations. It's just reptile formation.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was two different options there, like if the local, like it only pulls from the local group of enemies, so you won't find like Gersharks in the ice cave. You would only find them. And like if you found a better trap in ice, it would be like the undead that you would encounter there. So like the XP would never go haywire or whatever.
So I will say if you have enjoyed this race, you should give Caleb and IBKarma a follow. You should join our Discord. It is a very friendly and welcoming community. We have, coming up after the winter tournament, we have the Duckling Boot Camp, which is a. Why don't you explain the Duckling Boot Camp, Caleb?
Duckling Boot Camp is where we teach all the newer players of the community that are learning the game, just like the folks out there watching here on Twitch, on YouTube, how to play the game and how to, do what we're doing, and then basically how to beat us. Every week, Saracen and I believe there's Luffy and there's a couple other people that are working the behind the scenes, the Duckling Derby bosses. They organize a little mini sort of boot camp where each week they teach you a different lesson about the game and kind of build you up and build up your confidence to running these tournament level flag sets. And then you get let out into the wild and do a big duck derby where you race against all of your other new players, and just for fun, big old group races. There's nothing else like it in racing that I found, and it can be a lot of fun. I went through the Duckling boot. When I did it, there wasn't a Duckling boot camp. There's like, we're going to do a Duckling Derby. So it's come a long way. There's a lot of thought and care that goes into it, and it's definitely worth participating if you're new, if you want to learn this game. Even if you don't want to race, you just want to learn it to play casually. It's a great way to learn the resources, learn the flags, and get used to all the little nuances of FFR. So it's a really great program.
Yes, it is. It really is. If not for the last Duckling Boot Camp, I would not have enough confidence to be running this winter tournament.
Yeah, it's great. It really does. It really does what it sets out to do.
It absolutely does. Final thoughts on the seed, Caleb?
No, this is great. I'm grateful to be finished with pods. I'm sorry I offended the Danny seed rolling gods. But she had been rolling cake up until this one, and then I wasn't jazzed about it. But it was fun. It was a good time.
Not entirely, because she rolled my seed with Saracen, and it did have Death Touch Imps.
Death Touch Imps is easy though, man. You just avoid them around Canary, and you never gotta see them again. When it's like I think what the scariest is when it's a nasty script on like mummies, because they're gonna show up everywhere. They're on like 2 different spike tiles. They're in the Earth Cave. They're in the Ice Cave. They're in Ordeals. They're in, they could be they're in the Mirage, like they're everywhere. And I think mummies are like the enemy I'm most scared of when they have a script.
Although I never really had it happen. It did have Death Touch Wizards.
Yeah, Death Touch Wizards. Yeah, they have multiple hits. Things show up in like Marsh and Ice and Earth, and they're on 2 different spike tiles as well. So I guess they only show up in Marsh on the spike tile, but
they show up on a spike tile in Earth, in Ice. I think they show up. I think they show up in Volcano too.
No, their spike tiles are just in Marsh. There's 2 different tiles. There's the crown box, and there's the bottom right of Marsh Locked. The Marsh Locked incentive. Those 2 are the vanilla wizard tiles, and I don't think. And all the spike tiles in Earth are either Earth elementals. There's the 2 giant formations, and then there's Wiz Ogres and Hyenas and Sphinxes, if memory serves.
Yes, but they show up as regular enemies.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They're there as regular enemies. I misheard you. I thought you said they were on spike tiles, but yeah.
They're on 2 spike tiles, and I think they show up as regular enemies in Earth, in Ice. I think they show up in Volcano.
I don't think they do, but who knows? It could be like a L8 encounter or whatever, but
yeah.
This was a lot of fun. Thank you again, DM. I appreciate you, both of the DMs, Dark Moon and DM Stewart, and Classic Gamer for doing the broadcasting thing.
Well,
I gotta go to bed.
Again, a massive shout out to Dark Moon EX, our restreamer, Dark Moon Firelight here on Twitch. Also, a big shout out to Classic Gamer 87, or Classic Gamer 76. Sorry, our tracker tonight. On behalf of Caleb, IBKarma, and all of the FFR community, I have been DM Stewart 1981. Good night, everybody.